Thank you, Vinnie, for having me. My name is Achyut Jajoo. I'm a SVP and GM at Salesforce for manufacturing and automotive industry. Really appreciate the time today. I'm super excited about a new product offering that we are bringing into the marketplace focused on automotive and automotive industry. Excited about talking to you about this product and the offering.
This is a great time to be introducing that product because, God, that sector is changing so much, right? It's no longer just a hardware-centric sector. It's become much more software-centric. So the whole case, connected, autonomous, shared, and electrification, just revamping the whole supply chain, the whole industry, business models, and so on. So this is fantastic. Thank you for presenting.
No, you're right. There's so much going on, and that's why we at Salesforce are super excited about what we are bringing, because I think connected customer experiences will be the key differentiator that the industry will have to offer. So if I may, let me just share some of the with slides how we are approaching the business and how we are thinking about this, and kind of introduce your audience to this offering. So like I said, this is a new product. It'll be called Automotive Cloud in the marketplace. Basically, I think you touched upon this. If I have to really kind of distill it down, with case and connected, autonomous, and all of that, shared and electric, what really comes is also this change in customer themselves, right? Like the customer expectations have changed quite a bit, Vinnie. And this was really clear, not only during pandemic, but also pandemic. But the pandemic essentially kind of what it made was essentially brought digital expectations of these customers to the forefront, and it's just accelerating. So customers now expect automakers and the dealers to really interact with them in a very, very different way. The second is with connected.
During the pandemic, it also seemed the market turned upside down. Used
Yes,
cars were selling for more than new cars, and dealers were so opportunistic that probably even more drive towards, hey, look, digital fair model.
And one example of this truly is, if you think about this, none of us expected that a car would be delivered to your home while you're sitting at home, right? That's basically what came out, if you really think about this. It basically, to your point, turned everything upside down, right, in the industry. Even services now being delivered at home. So it's kind of very fascinating, like how things have changed. And then the second thing that's changing quite a bit in the industry is the connectedness of these vehicles, but also this move towards electric vehicles. And that connectedness of the vehicles will essentially become more and more prevalent. You talked about case, but software-driven vehicles are the number one thing that we'll see more and more of into the future, which essentially means these are computer on wheels spitting data, and that data has to be harnessed, and how do you really drive experiences from that becomes very important, right? The third is, I think what we are seeing in the market is new selling models. Obviously, a lot of this is really accelerating in Europe and other parts of the world, where the relationships between OEMs and dealers and agents and consumers is changing. So customers are really looking at direct to consumer as a way to get to market. And I think there's going to be a lot of really key innovation coming in this space. So how do you really kind of get this ecosystem going around the direct consumer model is going to become important. The fourth area is, given all of this data and the services and all of that, really new emerging revenue models, right, around services, subscriptions, charging, all of this is going to come into focus. The last area is sustainability. Obviously, huge move towards sustainability, sustainable transportation, sustainable mobility is key focus of the industry. So we did a survey of 500 plus automakers, dealers, and captive finance companies. And really what came out clear in that was a huge percentage of customers are expecting digital experiences. So that's like table stakes now in the industry. 70+% customers expect that. But the second thing was this new selling model is really putting pressure on OEMs and also dealer groups on really getting access to first-party data. and driving that interaction to drive experiences, right? Like, so this is an area where this transformation which OEMs are going through, wherein they'll have to really start becoming more and more they have to start focusing on how do they bring customer data into their fore and drive experiences. So this came out in this survey where 90% plus OEMs and dealers and captive finance companies said that they need to harness first party data. So that's kind of like the big trends that are taking place in the industry.
What are you hearing about? What are you hearing about? So some of the, like Daimler is starting to introduce features as a service, right? You can turn on seat warmers for for a month or two. Are you seeing much interest there?
Yeah, so that's the type of things that we are seeing in this emerging services subscriptions, and right, like, so they want to not only sell services on demand, as like they call it, features on demand. So you can use it one time, or you might want to have it over a period of time, or you pay as you go. So there's like a lot of these types of models. One other example is what we talked about at Dreamforce with Ford Pro, wherein they essentially are bringing in services to their fleet customers, to their end users, which is essentially a new way for them to essentially interact with their fleet customers and drive value, right, as a service offering. So it's not just about selling cars or trucks anymore for their fleet customers, but also additional set of services that they want to sell to their commercial customers, truck buyers, so that they can have more sticky and loyal relationships with them.
I mean, I guess Tesla has shown that, right? I mean, the whole insurance, they're able to offer insurance to their customers. There's so much data that they have better than anyone else that they can offer.
Yes. And how you can push software and upgrades and things like that.
OTA, right? Yeah.
All these things are going to become more and more kind of like, this will become part of like the way interactions will take place between the OEMs, the cars, and the users, and all of that. Yep, definitely. And that actually is kind of what we really see, right? Like today, the typical understanding of the automotive industry is, okay, I have this landscape of already this many players, but this landscape is becoming bigger and bigger, right? Like, so if you really think about this, we just talked about the new agent model, new electric vehicle utility, or a connected car service provider, mobility service providers. There's so many different players who have emerged, and this is going to continue to grow. And every time an ecosystem grows, it leads to kind of fragmented experiences, at least for the customer, right? So if you really think about the customer, they're getting they don't really get like a seamless experience, right? Like, so what we truly believe is, if we can give these customer facing teams within the car company or their ecosystem partners, whether it's dealers, agents, or all these other service providers, if you can really give them a single source of truth and drive customer experience based on that single source of truth, then we can really kind of give them the right platform, right ability for them to really wow their customers, delight their customers with, and that is all going to be driven by data, and data around not only the interactions that they are having with the cars, but what is the car doing as it's running, and how they're going to kind of continue to evolve that relationship. So that's kind of the core of what I would say, some of the things that we see in the marketplace, right? How do we really bring around that driver a complete comprehensive view, the 360 of that, where we really unify not only the customer and their information, but then also the vehicle that they're driving and the data around it, and that data can be static and also ongoing running data, right? Like, which is available, the retail data, because we continue to see that a lot of like the sales and service information will still be happening at the dealerships, or it could be an agent, wherever it is, we need to bring that in. And then the third thing is, with these emerging models of whether it's leases, loans, subscription, and other things, all the financial interactions that you're having with this customer, how do you bring that in so that you understand the moments of their ownership and how they're picking up different pieces of it? That if we can bring all of that into one place, then we can really develop not only that driver 360, but all of the other capabilities around that, on top of which you can deliver any type of experience, right? So that's the heart of like what basically Auto Cloud is, right? At the heart of what we are trying to do, what we are doing is enrich that customer model with all these other additional relationships. You're just seeing a screenshot of some of the capabilities that we have here. Essentially, you can see here, Priya Parker, the vehicle that she owns, which household is she part of, how did she come into our brand, when did she buy the vehicle, and all of that, right? Like when we have this type of rich set of data, then we can drive additional actions, recommendations, what interactions took place, and really personalize more and more that interaction model. That's at the heart of the product that we are launching. So what is in this product, you may ask, right? Like, first of all, this product is built on the Salesforce platform. And we believe the way we have built the product will not only address the needs of automotive industry as the way we talk about it, like the car makers, the truck makers, and all of that, but fleets of vehicles. So we can do that. But then we also see it goes beyond that to tractors, equipment manufacturers, and others, right? Like wherever we see there's this disruption in the B2B2C or B2B2B models around equipment and mobility type of products, we can essentially bring this product to them. The second is what we saw in the previous slide. We are really enhancing and enriching that customer driver 360 with all of this data that we are collecting around the relationship that they have with the vehicle, within the household, the fleet, the business that they belong to, and all of that. The third thing is we built this, Vinnie, with a lot of thought around what I said early on, ecosystem. We have to orchestrate the ecosystem. And if you have to orchestrate the ecosystem and collaborate, you need to really make sure that the data foundation is based on certain standards. So to begin with, we are basically focused on STAR as being that standard on which we built this, which is an industry standard for retail data exchange. And we built it on that standard. And what we believe is once we build it that way, when we start exchanging with the collaboration and the ecosystem, we can continue to do that. So that's like a key kind of component of this. And then last thing is we have intelligence or built through the application. So a lot of the things that you're seeing here, alerts, actions, recommendations, they're driven by AI, engines been built into the Salesforce platform, analytics built into the Salesforce platform so that we can drive that interaction and recommendations to the end user, whether it's a sales user, a dealer user, an agent user, or a service user, or any other ecosystem user. Right? So it's built around that type of a model. So I want to pause here and see if you have any questions, Vinnie, on what I just talked about.
I mean, when you talk about data, there's going to be a lot of data. Ownership, I was talking to some insurance companies and, they were saying auto companies are being very, very keeping it close to the vest. They don't want to share much data because they want to get into like Tesla, get into that insurance bag too. So are you seeing similar data security, much more interest in that?
Yes, I think Vinnie, what you're touching upon is what I would call like a new emerging model, right? Like, so wherein what is happening is, given the connected cars and all of the data that car companies are collecting, I think one of the things they're also focused on is how do essentially this share package of data with these ecosystem providers and monetize that, right? In the past, you're right, there was a lot more kind of focused on keeping a lot of the data internally and used it mostly for their own purposes to drive innovation and understanding of how customers are using their vehicles. But the future is where monetization goes in, and how do I actually share this information and drive experiences? And we are seeing a lot of that type of kind of opportunities for our OEMs in our conversations.
Okay.
Yeah. So And obviously, this is like a very big offering that we are bringing to market, and I just want to kind of take it to the next level of detail around how did we build this, right? A very rich set of capabilities that we're bringing to market. So, if I may, this is the architecture that I use to explain this. Obviously, this is built, as I said, on the Salesforce platform, on Sales and Service Cloud. So, what we do is we take the richness of all of that we have, and on top of that, add the automotive flavors. So, what you're seeing here, the vehicles, the assets, all of the data model extensions around, relationship extensions around households, the warranties on the vehicle, understanding of your stakeholders like dealers, agents, and others, all of that we have built into the foundation. Then on top of that, what we do is we have within the industries framework, automation capabilities we call flow for industries. So what this really allows you to do is build very specific experiences for your end user, right? And so there are these automation capabilities like Omni Studio, Business Rules Engine, and other things. And we have built these capabilities from a platform perspective for our industry customers so that they can innovate at the edge, right? So once we give this foundation and they want to innovate, how do we really reduce their time to market by really kind of doing this by clicks and by declarative functions rather than code? And that's very key because we truly believe if we can do this more and give the power of innovation to the edge of the innovators who are developing experiences, then we can really get them to deliver value faster. So that's the third pillar that we have. And then on top of that, what we do is we essentially build these apps. So the set of apps that we're bringing to market is like the lead management process. How do we really streamline the lead management process, right? So lead management process is a very well-known process in industry. What we really identified there was, how do we take the lead management process today and add all this richness and the analytics and AI to really get leads in the hands of dealers, those that are what they should focus on, rather than just take leads and dump them into the dealerships, right? So there's like a lot of like work that we have done here, wherein we score the leads, we use the technology to really drive based on the richness of information that we have around the customer, how they landed at the OEM website and all of that, take all of that to take that richness, give it to the dealer so that the dealers focus on the key leads that they should focus on. The second is what I shared earlier, rich amount of data around vehicle and the driver, right? Like how do we really bring that richness of what's going on with my vehicle? How did this customer buy it? When did they buy it? What services were performed? And with integration into connected car platforms, ongoing information about what is the odometer, what's the service, how is it performing, all of that. But then the third thing is also other set of data that we get from third parties, like what is its current value, what is the residual value, all these other things, right? So that we can create like this information hub around the vehicle, which will help you tie that together with the customer so that you can really define, is the customer underwater? So do I actually send them a new offer? Is the customer has so much value in the vehicle right now that we can actually take that value and upgrade them into a different car, right? You can really start doing a lot of different type of what I would say cross-sell, upsell, offer management, right? You can start doing that. The third is this whole concept of servicing the customer based on what's going on with them and their cars and their relationship, overall relationships. So that Priya Parker example is like really driving that experience when a customer calls into your call center and helping them through a complaint process in a way where they feel treated well by the brand. Household is really important because you don't want to look at the customer in their silo. You really need to understand how are they, what all is in their garage. Do I have one car with this customer? Do I have multiple cars? Who are all these people? Who drives what? Because then that also helps you drive that personalization. And then the last thing is around performance of your agents, dealers, and others. So how do I actually track? Because my ecosystem is exploding. It's going to expand as an OEM. how do I really track all of that and the performance of that, right? This becomes very important. So we built like very comprehensive set of applications to begin with, and then there'll be continuous innovation. As you know, Vinnie, at Salesforce, we do 3 releases every year. We'll continue to innovate and add more and more capabilities, really focused on automotive customers. And like I said, this is built on the Customer 360 platform. So with extensions, I talked about sustainability in the opening. With integration to net zero cloud, now we can at the vehicle level measure scope 3 emissions and what all is going on at that car level, right? So we bring net zero capabilities together with automotive cloud, and we can deliver sustainability kind of metrics at that car level. We also take all of this data, extend this out to customer, so you can have my customer portals or to your dealers through your partner communities and other things. And then the last thing I would say is take this information, make our customer data platform more rich, so that now you can drive segmentation and insights to drive your marketing journeys for essentially seeing where the customer is in that journey and give them the relevant offers or relevant messages through the marketing cloud platform. So this is kind of the comprehensive kind of automotive cloud plus overall Salesforce Customer 360.
I love the fact that you have a household angle. It's amazing how little dealers know about families.
Exactly. Yep. So one other thing that we did was, as we were developing this product, we also worked very closely with Salesforce partners. And what you'll see here is a set of partners who are systems integrators and also ISVs. The system integrators are global in nature, and also some of them are very focused on certain regions. So the idea is, as you know, automotive industry is a global industry. So we didn't just go to one region, we actually went across the globe and found partners who can essentially get enabled on this product, and they're going to bring this product to our customers. So it's easily consumable for our customers, and these partners are ready to go implement this at our customers. The second thing is, I talked about connected car and the data. How do we bring that in? So players like Upstream and Automotive, they have been in that space, collecting data and all of that. So they have built ISV applications that integrate into automotive cloud so that our customers can essentially get the value of that connected data into automotive cloud. So there's like a whole ecosystem that we have already started developing around automotive cloud so that our customers, like Salesforce customers, can get value.
Are you getting into EV charging partners, or is that still a little early?
That's definitely a lot of different conversations, Vinnie. It opens up like a whole new set of discussions, as you pointed out. But this is like what I would call the first set of launch partners. Sure. But we will continue to, as we innovate, bring in more and more set of partners into this ecosystem. So yeah, that's basically what it is. I'm super excited about this offering, what we are bringing. I want to again thank you for the opportunity to talk about what we are bringing into the market. A lot of interest. When we talked about this first at Dreamforce, I'll just share a couple of examples of customers. They basically came in and said, this is exactly what we expect from Salesforce. Innovation, this focus on industry is very key to them. And I think, Vinnie, when we talk next, hopefully I will have this discussion with a customer so that we can really bring this to life from a customer's perspective in terms of how they have implemented the product to drive experiences in their environment.
You know, when we met at Dreamforce, I was munching on something, and you were dropping a lot of big names. You didn't drop any names today. So next time when you come back, come with a few of those.
No, definitely, Vinnie. I think you know, I'm a believer in like telling the story of a customer through the customer's mouth, right? So that's something that we should do next, is have like a discussion with a customer.
Whenever you're ready. Got a slot for you.
Definitely looking forward to that discussion.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on the launch. This is you know, you don't sound very excited about this industry. Just kidding. It's
like there's so much going on. It's so much fun. I'm telling you, the discussions we are having are fascinating. I am super excited, Vinnie. You know, you teed it up really well. If there is an industry that's going through tremendous transformation, this is the one. and we at Salesforce want to be in the middle of like helping our customers do that. So it's an honor and opportunity to really help them through this process.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations again, and we'll have you back with a customer or two or three.